Hi folks, I'm Mike from Minnesota. Welcome to my channel. Today's show is brought to you from northern Minnesota at the doorstep of the Chippewa National Forest on the Leech Lake Reservation in beautiful God's country. Today's show is going to be a Lebanese dish called Warek Enib. And as you'll see in the title of the video, it's spelled quite differently than the way we pronounce it. We pronounce it Warek Enib, which is a northern Lebanese dialect of saying stuffed grape leaves. So I have to add, thanks to a good friend of mine, Tony Corey, that's Koury, he gave me the recipe that his mother put together, Louise Corey, on doing this dish. Now, I had gotten the recipe from my mother, and the ingredients are exactly the same. But fortunately with Louise, she has measurements in there and the process, which really helped me put this together. So I want to thank Tony Corey and the Corey family. So first of all, the recipe for this dish is going to be found in the drop-down menu. If you'd like to, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll be able to instantly get, if you click on the bell, you get notifications on whenever I do a video. If you don't do notifications, it's a very easy way to find all the videos that I do. So without further ado, I've began this whole process. It's anything that really tastes good is going to take a lot of time to make, and that's what we find in Lebanese cooking. So I've started the process, and what I'm going to do is grab the camera and go and show you here what I have staged so far for this dish. Starting with the grape leaves, I went and picked just over 100 grape leaves, and this time when I did it, I brought a scissors with me, and I cut them right at the leaf, cut the stem right at the leaf, so it saved me some work in washing them. Then I brought them home, washed them, rinsed them real well, and then placed them in this pot. I'll be adding hot water to wilt them a little bit, and they'll be used. Then I'll show you how I roll them. I have a large pot ready here to place the leaves in with water and tomato sauce. I have a strainer, I can't remember what to call it right now, on the bottom, and then you cover the bottom with the leaves. So in my recipe, you'll see the mixture that is put together. I use ground lamb, laham, and 2 cups of rice. And even though I use Uncle Ben's long grain rice, I do wash it to get a little more of the starch out of it. And then there's tomato paste in there. I cut fresh mint from my mint garden, and then I mixed it up real well. So the next stage of this process is rolling the leaves, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and placing them in the pot. So I'll be back in a second. What I've done is I soaked the grape leaves in hot water to wilt them a little bit, and I actually made a few and started lining the bottom of the pan. So what I'll do is bring the camera over here and show you how I roll them and put them in the pot, and then we'll go from there. All right, starting out with rolling the leaves, you put a leaf on the table there on your board. You get a little bit of the meat mixture, put it in there. You roll this over like so, and you try to keep them as tight as possible, and then roll them up. Why don't you come over here and I'll show you what I've done in the pot here so far. So here I'm just gonna keep layering these. After I get one layer, I'm gonna put a little tomato sauce on there, do another layer and more tomato sauce. And then after I get up to the top, I believe it calls for around 4 cups of hot water. So I'll just gauge it as it happens. So I'll come back after this is full of the grape leaves. Hi folks, well, I ran into a little issue. I picked up around 100 grape leaves, and we went through and probably put 30 grape leaf rolls in the pot. So what I did is I got some more meat out, but it happened to be ground beef, which is fine. You can use ground beef. In fact, when I was a kid growing up, my grandmother and my mother, that's all they used was ground beef in making Warek Enib, because lamb was pretty expensive then. So I used ground beef and everything else, and put the rolls in there, added some more tomato sauce, and we have it cooking. According to Louise's recipe, I'm going to bring that to a boil, and for a half hour. I'm going to bring it to a boil for a half hour, and I'm going to remove the plate and turn the heat down and simmer it for 45 minutes, and that should cook everything in there. The rice is not cooked, the ground lamb, the ground beef is not cooked. So this is going to cook all of that, and then when you eat this dish, I'll come back and show you what it looks like plated. Hopefully it'll turn out good. I don't make it that often. When you plate it, a lot of people will put a little bit of olive oil over the top, and you eat the whole thing, the whole stuffed grape leaf. Warek Enib. So we'll see you back here in a little bit after it's all done. Well, folks, here's the end result of our Warek Enib. All in all, it turned out pretty good. Some fell apart, which happens. I maybe overcooked it a little bit, but they'll be fine. We're gonna let them cool down a little bit. And I actually tasted one. It's pretty darn good. So that's gonna be it from studio of Mike from Minnesota, coming to you today with Warek Enib. And until next time, everybody, make every day a great day, and God bless.